Senate will come to order. Please call the roll.
Senators Amabile, Baisley, Ball, Bridges, Bridges,
Excused.
Bright, Carson, Catlin, Cutter, Danielson, Doherty, Exum, Frizzell, Gonzalez, Hendrickson, Judah,
Excused.
Kip, Kirkmeyer, Colker,
That's right.
Liston, Lundeen, Marchman, Michelson Janae, Mullica, Pelton B, Pelton R, Rich, Roberts, Rodriguez, Simpson, Snyder, Sullivan, Wallace, Weissman, Winter,
Excused.
Bridges. Mr. President.
Let's do this. The morning roll call is 33 present, 0 absent, 2 excused. We have a quorum. Majority Leader Rodriguez. Mr. Schaffler, please add Senator Judah to the roll. Mr. Majority Leader.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move that we suspend Senate Rule 1B to allow someone other than a senator to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
You've heard the motion. This requires a 2/3 majority. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed, no. The ayes have it. Senate Rule 1B will be suspended to allow someone other than a senator to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance. Members, this morning we have Izzy Danielson, Senator Danielson's daughter, Izzy Kabza, to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance. Go ahead, Izzy. Come on over here. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Let's give it up for Izzy. Good job, Izzy. Good job. Approval of the journal. Senator Exum.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move that the Senate Journal of May 1st, 2025 be approved and corrected by the Secretary.
You've heard the motion. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed, no. The ayes have it. The motion is adopted. Senate Services.
Correctly printed, Senate Bill 322, Senate Resolution 12, correctly engrossed, Senate Bill 321, correctly re-engrossed, Senate Bill 304, 316, 319, and 320. Correctly revised, House Bill 1001, 1021, 1065, 1094, 1121, 1122, 1157, 1159, 1163, 1171, 1186, 1188, 1189, 1220, 1223, 1249, 1259, 1269, 1271, 1274, 1278, 1288, 1295, 1296, 1309, 1311, 1320, 1328, 1332, 1333, and 1335. House Joint Resolution 1026 and 1027. Correctly re-revised, House Bill 1013, 1038, 1057, 1061, 1098, 1146, 1153, 1198, 1284, 1313, 1315, 1316, 1317, 1319, 1324, 1325, 1326, 1327, and 1330. Correctly enrolled, Senate Bill 8, 18, 30, 50, 118, 126, 187, 190, 200, 275, 279, 282, 283, 287, 296, 298, 300, 303, 305, 307, 312, 313, 314, and 317. Senate Joint Resolution 15.
Conference Committee report.
Your first conference committee appointed on House Bill 1273 concerning requiring certain municipalities to modify building codes to allow 5 stories of a multifamily residential building to be served by a single exit has met and reports that it has agreed upon the following: that the House accede to the Senate amendments made to the bill as the amendments appear in the re-revised bill with the following changes. Respectfully submitted, Senate Committee Ball, Chair, Hendrickson and Pelton B. House Committee Basenicker, Chair, Woodrow and Barone.
Message from the House.
The House has passed on third reading and transmitted to the Reviser of Statutes Senate Bill 130, Senate Bill 286, Senate Bill 276, amended as printed in House Journal, May 2nd, 2025. The House has passed on third reading and returns herewith Senate Bill 142, Senate Bill 295, Senate Bill 311, Senate Bill 292, Senate Bill 308, Senate Bill 285, Senate Bill 273.
Message from the Reviser.
We herewith transmit without comment as amended Senate Bill 130, 276, and 286.
Majority Leader Rodriguez.
Thank you, Madam President. I move that the Senate proceed out of order for moments of personal privilege.
You have heard the motion. All those in favor say aye. Opposed, no. The ayes have it. We will proceed out of order for moments of personal privilege. Senator, Mr. President Coleman.
Thank you very much, Madam President. I request a moment of personal privilege.
Granted.
Thank you very much, Madam President. Members, the Senate of the Colorado Legislature convened in the very first regular session, 75th General Assembly, hereby extends heartiest congratulations and commendation to the Links Incorporated of Denver and Colorado Springs. In recognition of their Links Day at the Colorado State Capitol, the Links Incorporated is an international organization. Established in 1946, it is one of the nation's oldest and largest volunteer service organizations of extraordinary women who are committed to enriching, sustaining, and ensuring the culture and economic survival of African Americans and other persons of African ancestry. The Denver chapter, established in 1952, and the Colorado Springs chapter, chartered in 2015, actively promote and engage in educational, civic, and intercultural activities to enrich the lives of members and the larger community. We offer this recognition of Links Day at the Colorado State Capitol in gratitude for their commitment and service to their communities in Colorado and across the nation. Members, there are members from both the Denver and Colorado Springs chapter. I want to acknowledge them, but also specifically acknowledge Colorado Springs President Lucia Harrison, immediate past President LaRonda Taylor, as well as Denver officers Jennifer Collins, President, and Yolanda Green Barnes, immediate past president. Join me in welcoming them to our chamber.
Senator, Mr. President Coleman.
Thank you very much, Madam President. It's in my truest form that I ask for another moment of personal privilege.
Granted.
Thank you so much. I would like that. Thank you very much, Madam President. Members, we all come here to do this work, and we do it with a support system and a team. I have been blessed to have one individual know me my entire life and has helped me, has grown me, has conditioned me, has supported me, has prayed for me my entire life. And without her, I know I would not be here. I also know we all represent a lot of constituents, but I always tell everybody, I have a number one constituent, and I'm able to get up in front of y'all and talk because I ain't scared of nobody in here, but I sure am scared of her. And she was my very first Sunday school teacher who taught me how to get up in front of a crowd of people when I was 3, 4 years old to speak, and that's why we're here today. And so I just want to make sure that I acknowledge my grandmother. She's always been more than a grandmother to me. She's been a second mom. From the earliest days of my life, she was there with a steady hand, a loving heart, and words of wisdom that still guide me today. She taught me the value of hard work, faith, and treating people right. Her strength, sacrifice, and unconditional love shaped who I am. I owe so much of my journey to her, and I am forever grateful. She is here in the back of the chamber, sitting next to my wife, Shana. Grandmother, grandmommy, Miss Ruth L. Robinson, thank you so much for all you do. Please join me in acknowledging her. Thank you, Madam President.
Mr. Schaffler, please add Senator Winter to the roll. Senator Kolker,
Thank you, Madam President. I request a moment of personal privilege.
granted.
Thank you. Today, the state of Colorado, the Senate and House of Representatives convened in the first regular session of the 75th General Assembly, hereby extends heartiest congratulations and commendation to the National Alliance on Mental Illness of Colorado. The Colorado State Senate proudly recognizes NAMI as May 4th through May 10th, 2025 is Tardive Dyskinesia Awareness Week. Tardive dyskinesia, also known as TD, is a potentially debilitating condition that causes involuntary movements of the face, torso, or limbs. It can occur after prolonged use of medications prescribed to treat serious mental illnesses, including schizophrenia, bipolar disorder, and depression. While these medications can be life-saving, TD remains underdiagnosed and often misunderstood. More than 260,000 Coloradans live with serious mental illness, and many rely on treatments that may carry this risk. By observing this week, we seek to raise awareness, encourage early detection through regular screening, and support those affected by TD. The Senate commends the advocates, providers, and researchers working to improve care and bring visibility to this important public health issue. On request of Senators Chris Kolker and Cleve Simpson and Representative Kyle Brown, given this 5th day of May, 2025, here at the state capitol, Denver, Colorado. Colleagues, I'd like to acknowledge Athena Kabilafkas, who is with NAMI today in the back here to my left. Athena is representing NAMI. They were here from 9 to 10. NAMI does a lot of great work in the mental health arena here in Colorado. So let's please give her a round of applause.
Senator Simpson,
Thank you, Madam President. Just an honor and a privilege to...
request a moment of personal privilege.
I would request a moment of President Coleman's personal privilege.
Granted.
Thank you, Madam President. Just an honor and a privilege to be associated with this recognition, and the good senator from Centennial and I have started our career together 5 years ago with the introduction of the 988 suicide hotline prevention work, and just have built on that over the last 5 years. So again, a great honor and privilege to be part of this recognition. So thank you.
Mr. Majority Leader,
Thank you, Madam President. I move the Senate proceed out of order for consideration of resolutions.
You heard the motion. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. The ayes have it. The Senate will proceed out of order for consideration of resolutions. Consideration of resolutions. Mr. Schaffler, please read the title of SR 012.
Senate Resolution 12 by Senator Rodriguez and Gonzalez concerning commemorating Cinco de Mayo.
Senadora Gonzalez.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move the Senate resolution and ask that it be read at length.
Mr. Schaffler, please read SR 012 at length.
Whereas Cinco de Mayo marks El Día de la Batalla de Puebla, the Mexican forces' unlikely victory over the Second French Empire forces, the largest military force during this time, under the leadership of General Ignacio Zaragoza Seguin on May 5, 1862, a day that has come to represent pride, unity, and resilience for Mexican Americans, Hispanos, Chicanos, and Latinos in the United States. As we celebrate Cinco de Mayo, we recognize the contributions of Mexican Americans, Hispanos, Chicanos, and Latinos to our state's community and culture, economy, arts and entertainment, politics, and advocacy for marginalized communities and communities of color. And whereas we recognize that much of the modern-day state of Colorado was once part of Mexico and became part of the United States with the ratification of the Treaty of Guadalupe Hidalgo, and we recognize Hispano women like Teresita Sandoval, Romualda Luna Boggs, and Maria Josefa Jaramillo Carson, and Hispano men such as Casimiro Barela and Felipe Baca in the founding of Colorado and their fight to ensure that the rights of Hispanos and Mexican Americans would be recognized in this new state. And whereas Mexican Americans, Hispanos, Chicanos, and Latinos helped create the state of Colorado, including through agriculture and industry, from the sheep herds and cattle ranches of the San Luis Valley to the braceros working in sugar beet fields, chili growers, and also coal miners and mill workers, military and war heroes like Joe P. Martinez, Pete Jimenez, and Colonel Luis Mendez. We recognize community builders like Celedonio Mondragon, founder of La Sociedad Protección Mutua de Trabajadores Unidos, which is the oldest Latino civil rights organization in the country, and Doña Bernarda Mejia Velasquez, an Army medic and midwife who delivered 3,000 children. And whereas Mexican Americans, Hispanos, Chicanos, and Latinos have played a pivotal role in social justice movements for equality, and we recognize the work of community leaders Frank Anaya, Sam Sandos, Paco Sanchez, Rodolfo, Corky Gonzalez, Polly Baca, Richard Castro, Betty Benavidez, and Federico Pena in their fight to ensure equal protection, equal treatment, and equal opportunity for the diverse communities of Colorado. It is thanks to the groundwork laid by organizations such as the Good Americans Organization, United Farm Workers, Madres del Movimiento, Crusade for Justice, and West Side Coalition that a strong Latino Chicano movement continues to thrive and grow in Colorado. And whereas many Coloradans of Mexican American, Hispano, Chicano, and Latino descent also identify with their indigenous roots and recognize the importance of lifting up the indigenous community, and we therefore acknowledge that the 5th of May is also the National Day of Awareness for missing and murdered indigenous women and children. And whereas as undocumented immigrants come under attack by the current administration, we resolve to continue to fight for the civil rights of all residents of Colorado and remain adamant that the history and contributions of our people will not be erased or rewritten. We are proud of the strong ties we continue to forge with Mexico and recognize the work of the Mexican Consulate of Denver. Now, therefore, be it resolved by the Senate of the 75th General Assembly of the State of Colorado that we pay tribute to the sacrifices and struggles of the Mexican American, Hispano, and Chicano people who face discrimination and adversity and remain vigilant in our efforts to combat all forms of discrimination and ensure that every person is treated with dignity and respect. And that we proudly celebrate and commemorate Cinco de Mayo, a day of cultural significance for Mexican Americans, Hispano, Chicano, and Latino communities. Be it further resolved that copies of this resolution be sent to the Mexican Consulate of Denver, SPMDTU, the Colorado Latino Leadership, Advocacy and Research Organization, CLLARO, Servicios de la Raza, and History Colorado.
Discussion. Senator Gonzalez.
Thank you, Mr. President. Colleagues, please be seated. Why do we celebrate Cinco de Mayo? It is fundamentally an American holiday. It is fundamentally a holiday of resistance. Part of the reason that this Battle of Puebla was of such significance was that larger geopolitical forces around the world, and also right here in the United States, were at play, and people stood up and continued, even though the odds were stacked against them, to fight for justice. See, the reason that the Battle of Puebla was so significant was that the French forces were hoping to, the forces at play, excuse me, the forces at play who were seeking to gain a new foothold in this war, while the ravages and scourges of slavery continued right here in the United States. The fact that, thank you so much, the fact that Mexican soldiers, also Italian immigrant soldiers, the battalion of San Patricio, right, came together in order to fight back against colonialism, to fight back because Mexico had actually abolished slavery long before the United States of America. That history is honored and acknowledged by Hispanos, Chicanos, Latinos today. Look, it's not a day for sombreros and tequila. It is a day to honor and acknowledge resistance and the long, sometimes overwhelming, sometimes seemingly impossible fight for justice. That's what this day means. It's why it is a day where we stand up and show out. Y'all missed the mariachis this morning. If y'all missed the mariachis, you missed such a beautiful and intrinsic part of our culture, because so much of our history is connoted through culture, through music, through songs, through the lowriders, through being down low and proud and slow and taking your time to see and to be seen. That is the embodiment of pride, of resistance, again, even when things seem impossible and hard. And so now, as we enter the final 3 days of this legislative session, see, look around, but then also be seen and be proud about it.
Majority Leader Rodriguez.
Thank you, Mr. President. Colleagues, I'll be brief. I can't speak more to what my co-sponsor said, but I just want to thank all of you guys for being here today, and if you got to enjoy the mariachis and the food this morning and a little bit of our culture, and I hope you're happy you got off the weekend, because you could have went down and seen it at Civic Center Park all weekend, but just wanted to recognize the people, as my colleagues and I and many of us here have been children of people who fought this revolution for our community in this state since I was a child in the 60s and 70s, and just want to recognize the people we have in the here state and family members, Councilwoman Serena Gonzalez Gutierrez, Virginia Castro, who is the wife of Senator or Representative Rich Castro, Selena Benavidez, their Honorable Selena Benavidez, Cecilia Garcia, my gift and curse to all of you, my father, Manny Rodriguez, Jerome de Herrera, whose father was a representative here, and his son, Rafi de Herrera. So just want them to recognize them, that they came down today, and these are people that have been around for us since we were children and taught us to how to fight and recognize our community, and have given us our base that we do in the policy. Just want to give a shout out to you guys, and thank you guys for the resolution. Thank you guys for being here.
Further discussion. Senator Baisley.
Thank you, Mr. President. I want to join in the celebration of Cinco de Mayo and the celebration surrounding the date when the Mexican forces defeated the French Empire. Thank God for that, and for all of those folks, and for our wonderful neighbors. I do want to clarify one of the paragraphs in the resolution, however, that begins with, whereas undocumented immigrants come under attack by the current administration. So an example of that would be this past week when the current administration arrested over 100 people in Colorado Springs who were undocumented and were here doing harm. And they were arrested along with a big batch of weapons and drugs, and there's prostitution going on at the same time. So this is an appropriate response by the current administration in response to the previous administration, who worked hand in glove with the cartel to invite those folks into our country who would do us harm. So the current attack on undocumented immigrants is focused on just those folks that we need to not have in the country because they are doing us harm, just like the example that President Trump gave us last week here in Colorado Springs. So I just needed to make that clarification. Thank you, Mr. President.
Senadora Gonzalez.
I'd like to thank the good senator from Woodland Park for saying the quiet part out loud. Because part of being seen is also being seen for the excellence within our community, and always, always having to worry about but what if? You all heard my story during the debate on a separate bill earlier this legislative session, where I told y'all the story about my dad getting pulled over by the Border Patrol, even though my family has been in this country since before it was this country, and him having to say, "Yes, Mr. Officer," "No, Mr. Officer," and keeping his cool and composure while little fifth grade Julie sitting next to my dad in the middle seat of the pickup, squirming with rage. We don't acknowledge those who have come before. We don't acknowledge often enough the people who are doing excellent, incredible, groundbreaking things for our community. Nope. The entirety of our community gets reduced down to a headline based on false premises in order to play games with people's lives. That's why visibility matters. The only arrest that has come thus far in the 2 DEA actions that have taken place here in the state of Colorado since since President Trump took office has been one celebrated and decorated member of the U.S. Army. And even him, as complicated as his own story is, even he received medals for his service, received recognition from his peers. The other folks who have gotten picked up, we're going to go dance after a week of difficult, back-breaking work. So often, maybe you all know what this feels like, maybe you don't, to acknowledge that I don't care how great you can be, it gets whittled down to a headline. So thank you for giving us that opportunity to remember why Cinco de Mayo matters. I ask for an aye vote.
Further discussion? Seeing none. The motion is the adoption of SR 012. Are there any no votes? With a vote of 35 ayes, 0 noes, 0 absent, 0 excuse, SR 25012 is adopted. Co-sponsors, Senators, Mr. Minority Leader, Kirkmeyer, Doherty, Cutter, Danielson, Amabile, Marchman, Wallace, Judah, Kip, Winter, Michelson Janae, Simpson, Carson, Roberts, Mullica, Exum, Bridges, Snyder, Colker, Sullivan, Ball, Henriksen, Weissman. Please add the president. Special order, second reading of the bills, Majority Leader Rodriguez.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move to lay over the special order second reading of bills to later in the day.
The motion is laid over the special order second reading of the bills counted later in the day. All those in favor say aye. Opposed, no. The ayes have it. Special order second reading of the bills counted will lay over until later in the day. Third reading of the bills, consent calendar. Mr. Schaffler, please read all of the titles of all the bills on the consent calendar.
House Bill 1021 by Representatives Lindsted and Taggart and Senators Bridges and Baisley concerning tax incentives for businesses that transition to employee-owned businesses in whole or in part. House Bill 1121 by Representatives Sukla and Lukens and Senator Pelton R. and Marchman concerning an option to register a trailer until it is transferred to another person. House Bill 1157 by Representatives Titone and Lindsted and Senator Snyder and Baisley concerning the extension of the Advanced Industry Investment Tax Credit. House Bill 1186 by Representatives Martinez and Lukens and Senators Rich and Michelson Janae concerning expanding work-based learning experiences in higher education. House Bill 1188 by Representatives Froelich and Senator Michelson Janae and Amabile concerning the recommendations of the Mandatory Reporter Task Force and in connection therewith making an appropriation. House Bill 1189 by Representatives Morrow and Weinberg and Senator Wallace concerning regulation related to the registration of motor vehicles. House Bill 1278 by Representatives Byrd and Lukens and Senators Kirkmeyer, Michelson, Janae concerning modifications to the statewide education accountability system and in connection therewith making and reducing an appropriation. House Bill 1159 by Representative English and Joseph and Senators Mullica and Bright concerning the Child Support Commission's legislative recommendations and in connection therewith making an appropriation. House Bill 1223 by Representatives Johnson and Lukens and Senators Pelton R. and Roberts concerning capital needs of rural and frontier hospitals and in connection therewith directing the Department of Public Health and Environment to conduct a study and creating a task force to oversee the study. House Bill 1335 by Representatives Sirota and Taggart and Senators Bridges and Kirkmeyer concerning the determination of the extent of the availability of income tax credits that are contingent upon the compound annual growth rate. House Bill 1288 by Representatives Martinez and Winter and Senators Roberts and Simpson concerning financial support for federally qualified health centers.
Majority Leader Rodriguez.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move for the passage of all the bills, the third reading of bills, final passage, consent calendar, which are House Bill 1021, House Bill 1121, House Bill 1157, House Bill 1186, House Bill 1188, House Bill 1189, House Bill 1278, House Bill 1288, House Bill 1159, House Bill 1223, and House Bill 1335.
Everybody say, bye, Grandma. All right. Is there any discussion on any of the bills? Seeing none, the motion is the passage of all the bills on the third reading of the bills consent calendar. I just don't see any no votes. I don't see anyone lined up for no. Oh, you haven't asked yet. That's true. Senator Pelton B.
Thank you, Mr. President. I ask for a no vote on House Bill 1188.
Senator Pelton B. recorded as a no vote on House Bill 1188. Senator Pelton R.
Thank you, Mr. President. I also would wish to be a no on 1188.
Senator Pelton R. will be recorded as a no vote on House Bill 1188. Senator Carson.
Thank you, Mr. President. I wish to be recorded as a no vote on House Bill 1021, 1186, 1188, 1189, 1278, 1159, and 1335, and that's a wrap.
Senator Carson will be recorded as a no vote on House Bill 1335, 1159, 1278, 1189, 1188, 1186, and 1021. Senator Rich.
Thank you, Mr. President. I wish to be, I will be a no vote on a House Bill 1188.
Senator Rich will be recorded as a no vote on House Bill 1188. Senator Baisley.
Thank you, Mr. President. I'd like to be counted as a no vote on the following: 1186, 1188, 1189, 1278, 1288, 1159, and 1223.
Senator Bays will be recorded as a no vote on House Bill 1223, 1159, 1288, 1278, 1189, 1188, and 1186.
Thank you, Mr. President.
You got it. Senator Frizzell.
Good morning, Mr. President. I wish to be recorded as a no vote on House Bill 1188.
Senator Frizzell will be recorded as a no vote on House Bill 1188. Senator Liston.
Thank you, Mr. President. Mr. President, I wish to be recorded as a no vote on House Bill 1188, House Bill 1189, House Bill 1278, and House Bill 1159.
Senator Liston will record as a no vote on House Bill 1159, 1278, 1189, and 1188. Last but not least, Senator Catlin.
Thank you, Mr. President. I'd like to be listed as a no on House Bill 1188.
Senator Catlin will be listed as a no on House Bill 1188. Seeing no further no votes, with a vote of 34 ayes, 1 no, 0 absent, 0 excused, House Bill 1021 is passed. Co-sponsors: Senators Henriksen, Michelson Janae, Judah. Please add Senator Snyder as a co-sponsor on 1021. Weissman, Amabile, Doherty, Exum, Mullica, Roberts, Liston, Catlin, Winter. Further co-sponsors on 1021. Seeing none, with a vote of 35 ayes, 0 no, 0 absent, 0 excused, House Bill 1121 is passed. Co-sponsors: Senators Simpson, Pelton B., Frizzell, Carson, Roberts. With a vote of 35 ayes, 0 no, 0 absent, 0 excused, House Bill 1157 is passed. Co-sponsors: Senators Bridges, Amabile, Simpson, Roberts, Catlin. Senator Marchman. With a vote of 33 ayes, 2 no, 0 absent, 0 excused, House Bill 1186 is passed. Co-sponsors: Senators Cutter, Judah, Gonzalez, Kip, Amabile, Doherty, Wallace, Bridges, Ball, Exum, Mullica, Roberts, Catlin. With a vote of 27 ayes, 8 no, 0 absent, 0 excused, House Bill 1188 is passed. Co-sponsors: Senators Kip, Judah, Winter, Gonzalez, Cutter, Doherty, Sullivan, Ball. With a vote of 32 ayes, 3 no, 0 absent, 0 excused, House Bill 1189 is passed. Co-sponsors: with a vote of 32 ayes, 3 no, 0 absent, 0 excused, House Bill 1278 is passed. Co-sponsors: Senators Judah, Cutter, Kip, Bridges. With a vote of 34 ayes, 1 no, 0 absent, 0 excused, House Bill 1288 is passed. Co-sponsors, Senators Kip, Michelson Janae, Judah, Winter, Wallace, Cutter, Amabile, Doherty, Weissman, Henriksen, Gonzalez, Bridges, Marchman, Pelton B, Exum, Mullica, Pelton R. Is that a hand up, Catlin? Very good. Snyder, yes. Catlin and Snyder as co-sponsors. With a vote of 32 ayes, 3 no, 0 absent, 0 excused, House Bill 1159 is passed. Co-sponsors, Senators Judah, Amabile. Who said it was a bright bill? Is it? Is it a bright bill? Marchman, Cutter, Michelson Janae. With a vote of 34 ayes, 1 no, 0 absent, 0 excused, House Bill 1223 is passed. Co-sponsors, Senators Judah, Michelson Janae, Cutter, Wallace, Kip, Amabile, Doherty, Weissman, Snyder, Bridges, Pelton B, Exum, Mullica, Frizzell, Catlin, Liston, Marchman, Winter. With a vote of 34 ayes, 1 no, 0 absent, 0 excused, House Bill 1335 is passed. Co-sponsors, Senators Kip, consideration of House amendments to Senate bills. Majority Leader Rodriguez.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move that the Senate proceed out of order for consideration of House amendments to Senate bills.
You've heard the motion. All those in favor say aye. Opposed, no. The ayes have it. The Senate will proceed out of order for consideration of House amendments to Senate bills. Consideration of House amendments to Senate bills. Majority Leader Rodriguez.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move that, that we proceed out of order for the consideration of House amendments to Senate Bill 276.
You've heard the motion. All those in favor say aye. Opposed, no. The ayes have it. The Senate will proceed out of order for consideration of House amendments to Senate Bill 276. Mr. Schauffele, please read the title of Senate Bill 276.
Senate Bill 276 by Senators Gonzalez and Weissman and Representatives Velasco and Garcia concerning measures to prevent the violation of civil rights of persons in Colorado based on immigration status and in connection therewith reducing an appropriation.
Senator Weissman.
Thank you, Mr. President. We move to concur in House amendments to Senate Bill 276.
Tell us why, Senator Weissman.
Members, we continue to negotiate on key aspects of the policy over in the House. Some changes were frankly pretty small and linguistic. We did an amendment at the request of certain hospitals to conform them to treatment that we gave to other hospitals, e.g. Denver Health. That was an amendment we did in this chamber. It made sense. We also struck what used to be called Section 17 out of the version of the bill as we sent it over here. We are in agreement with the changes. We ask for a yes vote on concurrence.
Any further discussion? Seeing none, the motion is that the Senate concur with House amendments to Senate Bill 276. Are there any no votes? With a vote of 35 ayes, 0 no, 0 absent, 0 excused, the motion is adopted. Senator Gonzalez.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move for the repassage of Senate Bill 276.
Any discussion? There is discussion. Senator Mullica.
No, go ahead, go ahead.
Thank you, Mr. President, and wanted to take this opportunity to one, thank the sponsors for the work that they've done. When this bill was on thirds, we had a robust discussion, and we had, I believe, 5 rather large amendments that I had discussed with the sponsors, but also had issues with the fact that that I didn't feel like I was given that opportunity to really digest what those amendments did, and expressed why I was a no that day because of that. I have had the chance to digest. I've had a chance to see what the House has done as well, and appreciate the work. And you know, there are still some concerns, but I think with what this bill is trying to do, I agree with a large portion of it, and really trying to make sure that that folks in my community are protected. And so I was a no on thirds. I'm going to be a yes today, though, because I was given that opportunity to really digest what was going on. And so appreciate the work that you've done. Appreciate given that space to really try to see what was going on. And just wanted to make sure I was clear on where I was and why I was the votes that I took. And so thank you.
Very good. Further discussion? Seeing no further discussion, the motion, oh, there is further discussion. Senator Gonzalez.
Thank you, Mr. President. Just briefly, I do just want to say that right now, when we are in a time where due process is no longer a guarantee, depending on the color of your skin or where you might have been born, when the President of the United States isn't sure whether or not he has to defend the Constitution or not, this isn't a question up for debate. If the Constitution protects us all, then we in Colorado have the opportunity with this vote today to demonstrate and affirm that the Constitution does in fact protect us all, that due process actually does extend to everyone. No asterisks allowed. If the federal government can't figure it out, we have the opportunity to do that here with the policies that we set forth of what we will and will not do. We will protect the Constitution. We will not sit idly by as it's trampled upon. I ask for an aye vote.
Seeing there is further discussion, Mr. Minority Leader.
Thank you very much. Appreciate the passion, the interest for due process. It is my considered opinion, and I will be a resolute and remaining no vote on this particular bill, that in fact this bill goes beyond due process. It has in it elements where you can wipe away a prior guilty plea. There are elements in this bill that provide privilege and advantage that I do not believe are appropriate. I will remain a no vote on 276. I appreciate the sponsors' passion and argument on behalf of the bill.
Seeing no further discussion, the motion is the repassage of Senate Bill 276. Are there any no votes? Senators, Mr. Minority Leader. Kirkmeyer. Frizzell. Rich. Pelton B. Simpson. Bright. Carson. Catlin. Pelton R. Liston. Baisley. With a vote of 23 ayes, 12 noes, 0 absent or excused, Senate Bill 276 is repassed. Co-sponsors, senators who are already, I'm just checking. Excellent. Yes, Senator Winter is also a co-sponsor. Senator Exum is too. You got it. All right. Oh, hold on. Majority Leader Rodriguez. He has to lay over the balance. Senator 5.
Majority Leader Rodriguez.
Thank you, Madam President. I move that the balance of the consideration of House amendments to Senate bill calendar lay over till later in the day.
The motion is to lay over balance of the consideration of House amendments to Senate bills calendar to later in the day. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, no. The ayes have it. The balance of the consideration of House amendments to Senate bills calendar will lay over until later today. Announcements. Senator Kolker.
Thank you, Madam President. Senate Education Committee will meet upon adjournment, SCR 357. We're hearing one bill for action only, House Bill 251192.
Senator Kipp.
Thank you, members of Senate Finance. We will not be meeting today, but we will be meeting tomorrow, 30 minutes before we convene on the floor. So if we are convening tomorrow at 9 a.m., we will meet at 8:30 a.m. in 357. See you there.
Senator Gonzalez.
Thank you, Madam President. Colleagues, the Senate Judiciary Committee will be meeting in 15 minutes upon adjournment in the old Supreme Court. We will begin our work with consideration of the three bills on our calendar, House Bills 1235, 1322, and 1329. Thereafter, we will move to consideration of our appointments. Thank you. We'll see you in 15.
Senator Winter.
Thank you, Madam President. Senate Transportation and Energy will be meeting in 15 minutes in 352, and we are only hearing 1292. I look forward to seeing you there.
Senator Bridges.
Thank you, Madam President. JBC is probably not going to meet, but you never know. We might.
Further announcements. Majority Leader Rodriguez. Senator Danielson.
Thank you, Madam President. Folks, the Business, Labor, and Technology Committee will be convening in a different location. Actually, we're going to be in the third floor, right? So not in the Supreme Court chambers. We'll be hearing Senate Bills 318 and 322. What? 318 and 322. We're going to take just a few minutes in between adjournment and the committee, so we'll plan to begin about 25 minutes on adjournment. Thank you so much.
Further announcements. Majority Leader Rodriguez.
Thank you, Madam President. Colleagues, this is a reminder to the third floor members about office paint, carpet, and furniture delivery. To facilitate this process, ensure all personal items and personal furniture are removed from the third floor no later than Friday, May 16th. You may begin moving personal items such as files, boxes, small appliances, wall art, statutes, items in your bookshelves and desks to Senate Committee Room 352, and personal furniture to the Old State Library starting on Wednesday, May 7th. If you have state furniture that you would also like to keep, please let Cindy know. We can arrange for the sergeants to move it. Please note that this project may not affect all members, as some rooms will not be painted and others will have carpet repaired rather than replaced. The movers are scheduled to begin moving the old office furniture on Monday, May 19th. Your cooperation in removing all personal belongings and furniture by the specified deadline is greatly appreciated and will help ensure a smooth and efficient process. If you have any questions or require further clarification, please do not hesitate to call either Cindy or Robin. Colleagues, we'll be going to these committees and then we'll be returning to the floor, so prepare for a call of the Senate when committees end. Madam President, I move the Senate recess until 11:15 a.m. p.m. 11:15 a.m.
You have heard the motion. All those in favor say aye. Those opposed, no. The ayes have it, and the Senate will stand in recess until 11:15.